tortoise. Hi, honey. Oh, I got him. Look at that. This is so cool. Oh, what we got? There's another one. Our twist necks. And Hercules, is doing what he does best. Again, look, here's another Malaysian box turtle. What's going on, everybody? It is starting to get a little bit warmer, so I'm gonna let some of these critters on out of their hide boxes. And here comes Nostradamus, excited as ever to get on out. Come on, guys. Come on out here. Oh, everyone's waiting to get out. There they are, these beauties. They're going to come out and have a drink, walk around, probably have a feed. They've been locked up for a few days, and I want to get them out because I like them to stretch out. Because of their beautiful black shells, these guys can lay in the sun and really absorb a lot of that solar radiation. And even on a day, right now it's just getting into the 60s, so it's about 64 degrees. They can really lay in the sun and soak up a lot of it. And who's here? Come on, Darwin, get out here. And it's nice and warm in there. And I'm glad that I built this to have enough room that they can fit comfortably in it. That's the most important thing. I just hate keeping everyone locked up. You know, I hate keeping them locked up because I pride myself on giving these guys a lot of room to move, you know. So when we get this bad weather in Florida, it kind of bums me out because my little buddies, they're all kind of hanging out, stuffed up inside, and that's just not the way I want them to live. But at the end of the day, creatures that can live well into their hundreds, suffering for maybe 3 or 4 days, relaxing in their hides, isn't so bad when you look at the grand scheme of things. So I'm happy. I love these guys, and it's always good to do a health checkup on them. Check out their eyes. Their eyes are fine. This is nice clear liquid. That's just normal how they clean their eyes out. Their noses are clear. Look at that. No boogers coming out. And even if there was a little runny nose, it's not the end of the world. Don't freak out. Don't over medicate your animals, or sometimes people stress out and you can kind of over care for your animal. Allow it to go through some normal processes. As long as you can keep the daytime temperatures, as long as you can get them to warm up, that's what's going to help them. You always want their immune system to do its thing first. Let's go have a look at Darwin over here. Here she is. Hi, honey. Look at her beautiful creature. She is so gorgeous. And she's been getting a lot better with me. Yes, you have, right? Since I saved you a few years ago when you were choking yourself on the wall. She almost died because she got her neck caught in between the cement. And then there is Socrates. Now, Sox is a female, and Sox has a big tick. Look at that big, giant, juicy tick, right? Oh, come on. Let me get that tick. Look at this big, fat sucker. You've been feasting on my little Socrates for a while, haven't you? We're going to squish this tick. See you later, Ticko. I don't like ticks. Hope no one's a fan of ticks out there. I just killed it. Any arachnid fans out there? Sorry. Ticks are related to spiders. Anyhow, there are our galops. They got some water in here, which is what I was going to go turn on some water. We're going to cycle some through. Comes out of the spigot, and it gets a little cleaner. So we'll do that right now. But you guys are going to come on, walk around with me. We're just checking on animals after the cool snap. I know I've been doing a lot of that lately. I think you guys might be getting sick of hearing me complain about the cold, but you know, nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. I am actually taking a trip to Costa Rica with Kate. I'm hoping I'll have a couple videos, but the reality is it is a late honeymoon. I never brought Kate on a honeymoon, and she's never been to Costa Rica, and I love it, so that's where we're going. So right now I'm just checking everyone out. Look at this new door here, this new slide. I can't get out. I guess I gotta go through this Guadawa bamboo. It's a South American bamboo, and it's got spines on it, so you gotta be careful. But yeah, we're gonna go down there, and I'm sure I'll see some cool stuff. We're gonna go to Manuel Antonio, and we're gonna check out the National Park there. We're also going to be doing a tour of the park and ropes bridges. So yeah, it'll be a fun time with Kate. Cool thing is Kate is fluent in Spanish. So I love that. I've been to Costa Rica now. This will be my 4th time. We can just put on some water here, get some water flowing in this. Let's see. Oh, look, there's a little Hamilton. I haven't seen this guy in a long time, in a very long time. Look, oh, don't leave. I gotta be faster than the turtle. Oh, I got him. Look at that. This is so cool. And especially after the cold snap. Hi. Oh, that's awesome, man. I haven't seen this turtle in a while, and you know, it's such a naturalistic enclosure with all the plants and the aquascape ecosystem, and it's a large enclosure, so there's plenty of places for this little dude to hide. But here it was. I love my Hamiltoni. In fact, let's go over here because I saw one of the adults that I got from my buddy Maurice kind of wandering out. There it is. I want to show you the difference. And since the pumps were off, I keep the pumps off. We just started turning them back on. We got the water going. I turned them off because when it's cold, I don't want water moving. It actually cools the water, but look at that. There is a juvenile and an adult, and you can really see the size difference, and also how the adults tend to wear or lose the beautiful little spots. So that's kind of interesting to me, but a beautiful, beautiful animal right here. And look at that face. Look at that face. Is that great? I love seeing the Hamiltoni, man. I'm gonna put this one back on the other side. And again, these are just some health checks, man. I love doing this. I love getting out here and investigating everything. We got a fern growing here. That's gonna be awesome. That's really nice. That's gonna be a big fern. We got our papyrus. And again, I'm just checking on everyone, and this is good news. This is a Malaysian box turtle right there about to jump into the biofalls. These guys live in rice paddies in Southeast Asia, and they just went through 3 nights in the 40s and no issues. This animal's awake, black shell, it's gonna bask, and that's good. That's good to see. You know, it's funny, I was having a discussion with my friend Tom Crutchfield. The guy's been doing reptiles in Florida his entire life, many different exotics. Again, look, here's another Malaysian box turtle waking up. The air temperature is getting better. And what I've learned and what we discussed, Tom and I, is these tropical reptiles are tougher than you think when it comes to the cool weather. The big problem when it gets into the 40s at night is if it isn't sunny during the day, that's when things can be dodgy. That's when you really should lock them up. For example, if you get an overcast sky, this way the animals aren't able to raise their body temperature, and that's what causes them to get sick. Here we are now. Gonna place this one back where we found it. Essentially, I always like to place them on some kind of structure. But what happens is, there he goes. No problem. What happens is basically if the temperatures, if they can't get direct access to sunlight and absorb that radiation and warm their bodies up during the day, if they have too long at a cold or less than optimum temperature, that's when things go awry. But we've been fortunate. It hasn't been cold and damp, it's just been cold, but with some sun shining out. So it's really interesting to see. Now, why do I bring this up? I kind of mentioned it earlier about over-medicating your tortoises. Sometimes you can love your animals to death. In other words, you can over-care for them. Sometimes, within reason, less is more. So for me, I did take all the radiateds and all the aldabras that live in here, and I moved them out because I knew that that was going to be just too cold for those tortoises. But if you're doing that all the time, you can actually stress the animals, and just the case of them being moved too much can stress them out and make them sick, and that's something you want to avoid. So very important that you do that. There's the missus. We're going on our trip soon. I'm very excited. I'm excited to go with Kate because we've never done anything like that. Anyway, I'm all over the place. But anyhow, I'm pretty excited that the animal's doing good. Listen, yeah, we got some tortoises mating. Of course, sulcatas, very, very tough animals. We've got their heated shelter, and now they're out. And Hercules, is doing what he does best, making all kinds of babies. What a character. All right, let's head back this way. It's just kind of a fun video just to peruse Now, last night I had something interesting happen. I did an Instagram story on it, but I'll show you what's going on as we just take a little bit of a walk to the other side of the property. Every time I lock up tortoises and then let them out, or every time there's a little bit of a temperature drop, I notice with the redfoots and with the cherry heads, which are basically redfoots, they always lay eggs afterwards. They always come out immediately and start laying eggs. So last night it got down into the 40s, but there was a female who was not able to finish laying until well after midnight. So what I did was I set up this propane heater. I got the idea from my buddy Mark McCarthy. He uses these to keep his birds warm. He'll set it up on the outside of the bird's cage, and then the birds just kind of are in the cage and they come near to it, and this heat just gets propelled from a propane tank, and it'll last 36 hours, which is amazing. So here is where I dug up the nest this morning early, but I was able to keep that tortoise warm as she was laying her eggs. And here's a tortoise kind of wandering around right now. So that's kind of cool too. It's something new that I'm putting into practice here to allow these animals to continue to do their thing. So we've got the cherry heads doing well. They're pretty smart. They go in and out. We haven't let out the redfoots or the radiateds. I'm gonna kind of leave them in. I think it's just, like I said, I don't want to be moving them in, moving them out. They can hang out. They've been eating inside this enclosure, which has been good. The shed's really been awesome. Here they are. Here the Badiger. Everyone's happy. I fed them yesterday. All these turtles got fed yesterday. There's enough room for them to move. We got a heat pad. There goes Timmy. We've got some cactus they're eating. So these guys are comfortable, and nice warm heat mat. And of course, check this out. The Slinks, he's good too. Let's see Slinky, shall we? We got some water filtering in there. Hi, buddy. He had some quail that we got from our friend, good old Blake, raising up that quail. He loves it. This is great, and he's feeling nice and warm. We've got a red lamp, and we've got a daylight heat bulb here. And these are very powerful. And so he's extremely happy. And once, I return, I'm gonna go ahead and do something fun. I'm actually gonna take these blackthroats that are just kind of hanging in here, right here, these blackthroats, and we're just gonna put them in. We're just gonna have them live in the barn. We've got Vitalites, and I have my friend Mark Beavers who sent over the plans for the actual enclosure we're going to be building from customcages.com. That's going to be an awesome project, and that's coming up right when I get back from my trip. And then, of course, there is Artie not happy with me. Look at him standing up there. Oh, you're so tough. Again, it's just safer for me to have him in here. And then I'm just going to check on these little dudes. Oh, look at our little snake necks. They'll go back out at some point, but not now. Oh, what we got? There's another one. I can't wait. These guys are getting bigger. And of course, our twist necks. They're just kind of hanging out. Very simple. Couple of days, not gonna hurt these guys, so don't feel bad for them. We're just keeping everyone happy and healthy. Let's go over to Cayman Creek. I want to start with the smooth fronts. Again, a lot of checking animals. I know we were worried about the Cayman, but again, really tough animals. And as long as we get some sunlight, there's our Uniphilus. I put them back out. There is our male smooth front hanging. And it's really, really an awesome enclosure. I love it here. Let's go. Yeah, very good. They look alive to me. Where's our girl, though? Where's our girl? Where is our lady? Up, there she is. Look at this. Hey, you. What are you doing? Just your head up above the water. Now, don't go getting angry. Don't go getting angry. Yeah, she's cute. All right, so she's wrapped up in there. I want to check my temps again. Sorry. Let's do this. You guys are on the mission with me. Oh my God, what does that say? I can't see. Oh boy, 65. That's not horrible. That is not horrible. We're doing good. So very, very cool, friends. Very cool. There's our yellow spotted Amazon. Again, you see what it's doing? It's up here in the sun, and if I were to place a hand on it, we've got some nice heat coming off that turtle. So, oh, and there's the other one, sunbathing. There's the female. And what's cool is these turtles are so used to me that they just kind of hang out. Look at that. All right, good. The water doesn't feel horrible. 65 degrees. Totally within the parameters of keeping everyone alive. So this has been a very stressful time for me, friends. And to be honest, stressful for the animals. It's been the longest since 2010 that it has been cool here in Florida. 2010 was worse. It was like nights in the 30s and it was rainy. So it was about 10 days of real crap weather. That was extremely stressful. Let's go ahead and let the croc monitors out. Very important thing to do. So we're gonna do it. Of course, I have everything locked. Yeah, you know, also want to talk a little bit. I'm sure many of you know, Brian Barczyk's been dealing with cancer. And I just recently saw that he is not doing very well. And I just wanted to say, you know, so many times when someone's not well, people will say thoughts and prayers, and you always think that it's useless. But the reality is Brian kept on going, man. He's not gone. And he's such a fighter, and that's been amazing to watch him continue to push forward with all of his dreams and basically live. And that's the key, man. Whether you're healthy or sick, you just gotta live. You gotta do what God, the universe, everything has been put in you to do in life and not squander it. And I think that's a man who has definitely not squandered his life. He's built himself an empire, built himself recognition, but more importantly, he's built himself a family. And I just really hope he can pull through. But if the saddest thing happens, I just want his family to know that he is loved and respected, and that's all a person can ask for. He's kind of attained it all. So my thoughts are with him and his family at this moment. As you know, the reason we have a YouTube channel, we started out on Animal Bites TV, Tom and I, and we went off on our own, and you know, Brian gave us his blessing, and we've had some fun, and he's been here over the years. And thanks, Brian. I hope you feel better, buddy. And yeah, so a little bit of a bummer, a big bummer. But here is our female. Of course, her eggs didn't do too well. Oh yeah, you're tough. She's on top of the male. We'll let her come on out. Hopefully we'll get some sun here directly to really get these guys warmed up. Nobody is in Slinky's cage at the moment because Slinky is inside. These guys have been good about going in. Obviously with Slinky, I'm terrified of him walking out when it's too cold. Did a lizard just fall on me? What just fell on me? I don't know. I felt something. Yeah, I don't trust Slinky. I don't want him in the middle of the night. You know, I love that animal, and I just don't want anything to happen to him. Now, look who it is. Let's go see these characters. Let's go see animals that are from Florida who absolutely I do not worry about. I'll tell you, they're the largest animals at the camp, but they are the absolute easiest for me to take care of because we built Fred's Lagoon, and that's all we need. Because they are, of course, Snaggletooth and a Dale. And look at these two. Now, Snaggy just went underwater. Dale's right here. And that's what they're going to be doing. They're just going to be hanging out. Snaggletooth will most likely be coming up in a little while to get himself sunned up. Now, cool thing with the gators here in Florida is they're from Florida. They're from North America. So as tough as it turns out our tropical animals are, our northern hemisphere or our native animals here are even more suited for this weather. They will not eat for a few weeks. They are absorbing all that sun, even through these clouds. They have porous osteoderms in their backs, those scutes, and blood is flowing through those, and it's just like a solar panel. The blood's getting heated up and sent back into the core of her body, and that's just what's keeping her going. But what's great is, during this time of year, they just don't really need to do much eating. So they're living off all the fat that they have stored up during the warmer season. And yeah, it is just really, really cool to see her doing this. Now, I was out here yesterday. We were with the male and the female. Where's Snaggletooth? I don't know. He's kind of a sneaky boy. He's a sneaky boy. Come on, Snaggy. I mean, he went under as soon as we came in, but I can tell you that Snaggletooth is closer than you think. So I love these guys because I don't have to stress at all about them. Don't have to run water through here. They just go to the bottom. They kind of hang out. And there are alligators in extreme southeastern Virginia, extreme southeastern Oklahoma, and it gets extremely cold there as well. So they're able to kind of take it. They've even have photos of alligators with ice frozen around. Just their noses are above the water, just their snouts, and the rest of them is submerged beneath the ice. So extremely tough crocodilians here, and I love them dearly because they're such an amazing addition to this camp, and I love and miss Fred every day, but I'm happy that we're doing such a good thing for his reptilian children. And what's cool is Brooke comes over, his granddaughter, and yeah, man, she comes over and checks. So I still have a really fun connection to Fred and his family. So happy about that. All right, people. I mean, we're doing good. So we've got a fun new year coming up. Like I said, Kate and I going to Costa Rica. I'm gonna bring my camera. It is a honeymoon, so I can't get too crazy. Don't tell Kate. I'm not going to Costa Rica and not coming back with something. Just looking forward to being in the jungle, being with my wife. And I hope you guys are as excited to see what I come up with. And I hope you're doing something fun too. So thanks for joining me. I know we've been kind of beating into the ground this cold weather content, but I give you what's happening in my life, friends. And right now in my life, there is a chill in the air. We're gonna heat that up in Costa Rica with my honey. All right, guys, I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for joining me as always. Much love, much respect. Thinking of you, Brian. Hang in there, buddy. And thanks to everyone who supports the channel. And I'm sure you already have, but let's go leave some kind words to Brian and his family. See you guys.